All right, trucks at Vegas. Things I'm going to go standard for these larger tracks on trucks: 16-1, 0 offset, low brake bias. Not that it matters too much for qualifying. Might get to tapping a little bit late into the runs if you get there, but for the most part you shouldn't need to worry about it. So this is going to be just a very simple full throttle lap here. I'm going to do first lap just kind of flat out, really kind of going for a time too, and then second lap I'll do the cut of the apron along with it, which I don't think really gets you too much because of the bumps in the transition, but it'll get you a little bit. So make sure not to stay too close to the wall here. I'm just going to stay on the track here. So just try to get a little bit of an arc in, but we still want to get all the way to the bottom. Try to keep our wheels steady throughout the corner, and then let the car slide up on exit, like so. Now turn 3, I'm going to want to turn a little bit earlier, get the car all the way down to the bottom. And once it gets to the white, I'm going to let the car open up, slide the track a little bit, but not all the way up to the wall, and go back down to the apron. Same idea here. Good run here. Really not super different than a super speedway qualifying. In fact, I don't know if I even want to go over it in the replay like that. It's just literally just that, right? Full throttle. We can just talk about hot lap for long run for a bit here. So actually the one thing I won't talk about for the qualifying is that on the old truck I would actually enter the corners like down here, because they just had so much grip that you didn't even lose any speed by doing it. The slight less side force of this new car means that having that bit of an arc and that angle down to the corner actually is better. So that's the difference between before the trucks were updated. As for the race itself, pretty multi-groove, but while you're full throttle, the bottom is just going to be better. You can see that I'm not really gaining any time back. I can run like up kind of by the wall here, full throttle. You lose about 0.2 from the bottom, and you just don't really get anything back on exit here. Couple hundredths. Definitely not worth. But it's going to be drafting too, so it's going to be a bit of a drafting track. Might get to the point where you might have to lift a little bit if you have a really good draft and you're on the bottom. If you find yourself in a position where you have to lift, make sure you do it before you turn. So like if I have to do a lift right here before I get the wheel turning, that'll help the car stick to the bottom a lot better. What you don't want to have to do, because it's really bad for your overall momentum, I'll do it this next corner, is if you dive into a corner, you find out that you don't really have much grip, and then you lift a little bit when you're already in the corner. That's when you kill your momentum for the entire lap. If you do a little tiny lift before even turning into the corner, that's going to ensure that you carry the most amount of momentum that you're able to at that point. How the race is going to go, once things are going to be pretty crazy, 3 wide, all that stuff. Bottom should, for the most part, be better. But if you get 3 wide and you enter like this and your bottom 3 wide, a lot of people might start maybe understeering, but it really isn't that bad. When the tires wear a little bit, you might have to start lifting into the corners. Maybe you'll start singling out at that point, or there's just going to be wrecks, and you never get more than like 5 laps on a run. In my experience, Vegas tends to start to spread out. About 15, 20 laps into the run is where people who save their tires kind of keep going, and the people who burn them up fall back. How do you save your tires in this situation? If we're full throttle, we just make sure that we turn in early enough. So I'm turning in early enough so that the amount of wheels I'm using for the corner is not that much. So look at the amount of wheel I use that corner. And now I'm going to turn into the corner too late. and check out how much wheel I have to use when I turn into the corner too late. So that's how you save your tire. You turn in early enough to where you hold less wheel throughout the corner versus turning in late and holding more wheel. A lot of people don't turn their wheels in early enough. It just doesn't seem intuitive. Sometimes you turn in before the groove. That one might have been a little too early. So I'm going to slide the track a little. But again, this track is so wide that if you're not like side by side, like that's fine. We call it anti-arcing, where we just kind of go straight into the corner and then turn all of our wheel down on the white. Anti-arcing usually is only good for the first 10 to 15 laps. And again, I'll show you top is not the play yet. I don't know if top is ever the play. It's like as long as you can full throttle the bottom, just like top just doesn't have a purpose. So once you start having to lift and drag brake and stuff on the bottom, then start to experiment if the top is actually doing anything for you. So yeah, right rear wear, which is ideal in that situation over right front. If you overdrive the corners and wait too late to turn in, then you'll flip it. You'll have more right front wear, and that's harder to manage. All right, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you all on the track.